and welcome to Getting Your Money's Worth, the show that focuses on value. I'm Judith West, and our guest today is Ava Seavey, master of, what do you call it? Master of garage salesology.
Garage saleology.
Right. Garage saleology. Okay, that's a mouthful, but
Yes.
we'll find out what garage saleology is. You are a practitioner of garage sales, urban stoop sales, correct? And in fact, you're even wearing on your ears a bit of your trade.
That's correct.
Right. Okay. Very briefly, it's like, how'd you get into this?
Well, I have a career in advertising, direct response advertising specifically.
Yeah.
And I also had a passion for going to flea markets when I was younger. At times when I was very low on cash,
Right.
I would feel, okay, maybe I can supplement my income. I don't know why it came over me, but I was living in the suburbs and I was short on cash, and I thought, I heard about this flea market and I said, I'm just going to grab a lot of different items in my house. I'm going to go and rent a table for the day and I'm going to see what happens. And I became completely fascinated with
You got hooked.
the psychology of why do people buy, the different pricing techniques. It just became almost like a study for me, and I used it almost like as a laboratory. And then years later, I applied advertising techniques that I do in direct response
Right.
television to the marketing of...
In fact, you've gone so far as to even write your own book about garage sales. Ava's
did.
Guide to Garage Sales.
That's correct.
Okay. So let me ask you not to put in a sour note in this conversation. I want to get on to the best tips for it. Are garage sales and flea markets and urban stoops, whatever you want to call it, still alive and well with eBay and some of these online networks that do online what you do in person?
Absolutely. In fact, with the advent of eBay and Etsy and Craigslist and a lot of other places,
right, exactly.
That created a huge wave of particular items for people to buy. It's also a very congested and very crowded marketplace. What it's done is basically sent a lot of prices down. So people that are used to selling on Craigslist or eBay or whatever their specialty is, are now turning to barn sales and yard sales and stoop sales and flea markets and garage sales and consignment and pawn shops and things like that to supplement their online, and they're finding that they really enjoy it and actually can sometimes get more money.
Right, and maybe also it built up the fever.
It did.
The other thing with all this buying online of the market for eBay, as well as all the shopping online between QVC and gosh knows how many different sites there are to buy, it's created a lot of clutter in people's houses.
Correct.
That they want to get rid of.
That's right.
So it's created a furor and inventory.
Yes, and I also think the one element that's missing from the online is the human interaction.
Right.
And I think some of the TV shows that are on now, Pawn Stars, and a lot of these sort of interesting things where you're seeing these strange people come with these unique items. Antique Roadshow is a great one.
Antique Reach, right.
And I think people are becoming more interested in the human interaction. And they also want the quick cash. If you put something up on eBay, it may sit there for months. If you sell something, you get the cash that day. So that's the other element that makes it very positive, is you have cash in your hand that day.
Exactly. All right, so let's get started. You wrote the book about how to do it. So you have a point of view that I thought was very, when I was looking through your book, about how to organize the items that you're going to sell. Mm-hmm. And your point of view centered around different types of shoppers. Mm-hmm. It really builds on the retailing theme of departments or price points or something like that. So how many different categories of shoppers do we have?
7.
And
I talk about those in my book.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to talk about it here on the show.
Okay.
Okay. So the 7 groups of shoppers are?
One group are retired folks.
Okay. Let's talk about retired folks a little bit. aren't retired folks, don't they have enough of their own stuff? Why are they looking for more stuff at their age?
They shop for two different reasons. One, sentimental. They're looking for things that they can say, oh, my mom had that in her kitchen when I was 3. I remember that. So that's kind of a sentimental attachment.
Like a hand grinder or something like that, or a hand squeeze.
It really can be anything. It can
Yeah.
be a decorative item. It can be a utile item. It can be something, you know, as simple as a painting that looked similar to a painting their grandmother had.
Piece of clothing.
It could really be anything.
Okay. So memorabilia, sentimental stuff from their own.
And also some retired folks that are on fixed incomes are actually looking to get household items at a discount. So they have really two motivations for shopping.
Gifts.
Gifts are a big, big item. I have had a lot of people come to my sales that bought all their Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, you know, impulse buys. If they see a necklace, oh, my granddaughter would love that. So it's really, they kind of shop almost more like they're in a discount store.
So it's almost like the typical retail customer.
Right.
Okay. So you have those retired folks. Then you have some very serious people that come early and pay and don't negotiate much, you say, and those are the dealers. Do dealers really come to individual garage sales?
Yes, that's how they get a lot of their merchandise.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
What are they? Are they treading on the naivety of the person running the show?
I wouldn't say treading on the naivety, but they are oftentimes looking for bargains.
Looking for a good deal.
A dealer has one motivation. They want to buy something for X and mark it up and sell it for Y.
Right.
So they're coming to, you know, they're not trying to necessarily rip you off, but if they see an item marked $10 and they know it, they can sell it for $100, they'll buy that item.
Right.
So they're looking for, whether they're a dealer online. Online dealers come to garage sales. Absolutely.
Online dealers.
Online dealers come to garage sales. People that do flea markets would be considered a dealer. People that own antique shops, consignment shops, any kind of person that's going to be buying something with the intention of reselling it. So I know a lot of online dealers that buy their merchandise.
So you have retired dealers, and you talk about collectors.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to go through everyone. I was surprised to see that in your litany of shoppers that you had thieves listed.
Yes.
You call a thief a shopper.
Unfortunately.
How do you protect yourself against thievery?
Well, one way is you can wear this little item I designed, a money belt, because.
Oh, I see. And by the way, we should add that one of your biggest tips is to be sure you have plenty of change.
Yes, you need plenty of change, and I see.
And you wear this around your waist?
You wear it around your waist like a carpenter's apron or like a waitress's apron. And I usually put like the small bills in one side and the large bills in another, and I'm able to make cash very quickly.
So you wear your cash. You don't leave
You wear your
You don't
cash.
leave it in a box or something.
You do not ever leave it in a box, and you do not put it in your pockets, because if you're making cash quickly, your cash can fall out and wind up on the floor, and people can take it.
Yes.
But more than taking cash, people will take merchandise, smaller
and that's what
merchandise.
I was going to say more.
So I like working a sale with at least one other person.
So you have. So we're swinging in now. That's good. We're segueing into tips for organizing.
Yes.
So have change and keep it tied around your waist.
Right.
Keep your money tied around your waist.
Right.
And you have an assistant. Have somebody else. With a pair of eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, even the person running the show may have to take a restroom break or get a glass of water or have lunch or something. In fact, I think you even say prepare lunch in advance.
Yes.
You give a whole. What are some of the other tips? You give a group of tips for getting organized.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, you have with you. What is that?
I also have an organizer that I created, because one of the most daunting elements of having this sale is the prepping and the going through all of your things and deciding,
so you're saying,
what do I want to sell? What do I want to give away?
So you list the things you want to sell here?
Yes. This is a
like
total record.
Like a checklist of what you should do, get ready, and a record of your sales.
Correct. So you know how much you spent marketing your sale, how much you made net, and then what the disposition of all of your items.
Yeah. I see you're wearing price tags on your ears,
I
which
am.
is very cute.
It's just
Tell
a
me
fun
something.
thing.
How do you decide, and you also recommend that everything be tagged
yes.
and have a value placed on it.
That's right.
How do you decide how much value? I mean, everybody.
I have a whole chapter in my book about that, but basically,
remember we're talking on the show.
Yes.
I mean, people love what they own.
Right. Basically, I say if you have too much emotion attached to it and it's going to make you cry, get it off the table. Don't even sell it, because you won't be objective enough about it.
Should you be amenable to someone negotiating?
Yes, but you can always say no.
What do you call those kind of shops? Hagglers?
Hagglers, yes.
Okay.
A small percentage of people will haggle, but you're in charge of your own sale and you're allowed to say no. Or you're allowed, if something's marked for $10 and someone says, I'll give you $1, you're allowed to say no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel I can get more for that. So the cardinal rule for pricing is basically if it's a brand new item and it's never been used and it looks brand new, the most you can hope to get is 50% of retail value, because it is a stoop sale or a garage sale. Right.
And I think we also, when you say if it's brand new or it looks brand new, you also recommend, which I think was a very good tip, cleaning things up, polishing them up, taking dirt off. If it's silver, using some silver polish.
Correct.
And if something is torn, getting rid of it or not using it. There's like a general point of view about keeping things fresh looking.
Yes, it's like if you walk into a store and things are nicely laid out and they're pretty, especially if you're female, you pay attention to that, and it looks more appealing. A piece of jewelry lying on a piece of black velvet looks a lot more appealing than thrown on a wooden table.
Exactly.
So,
and even as you said that, that brings up another point you talk about, which is presentation.
Yes.
Using a piece of black velvet under jewelry, or categorizing like-minded items in baskets,
Correct.
or maybe raising a few things up on stands or little easels or something to show it off.
That's
so
right.
just like a retail store, presentation matters?
It matters a lot. You can probably get twice as much for an item that's on a covered table as you can on a bare table.
Really?
I've done experiments, believe me. Trust me, I've done this. I've seen it in action.
Right. So tell me something. Did you make a living running garage sales?
No, I didn't. I do it on the side.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. It's something that I just have a passion for, that I have a knack.
So people that are going to do this shouldn't depend on this being a steady source of revenue.
I would say it's a good supplemental income. I think to say that you can support yourself doing this full time might be a little bit pushing the envelope.
How different are you from estate sales?
Well, I feel like my job is to empower people to teach them how to do their own sales, whereas estate sales are people that come and do everything for you and take a percentage.
Like you hire and they take a percentage.
Right.
And sometimes the percentage is very hefty.
It's usually between 25 and 40%, depending on the items.
Right.
And a lot of these professionally run estate sales that I've been to, the items are very much overpriced.
Yes.
And the person winds up sitting on a lot of inventory, and it doesn't move.
Giving it away.
Right.
Well, so at the end of the day, we can summarize and say that there is a technique, there is a strategy for it, and aside from that, you can have a lot of fun.
You can meet great people. You can meet your next husband. You can meet your next boss. You can meet that neighbor that you were always so curious about.
It gets schmaltzy.
It's very schmaltzy. And, there's something really nice about seeing someone buying something that was kind of a cast-off of yours.
Right, exactly.
And getting so excited about it. It's just that joy and that energy that you feel.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, anyway, Ava, thank you very much. I appreciate your being on the show. Ava's Guide to Garage Sales, to Garage Sale Gold. I'm Judith West. You're watching Getting Your Money's Worth. Thanks for watching.